discuss about the absorption of overheads. Before previous classes, overheads, types of overheads, and allocation and apportionment of overheads, primary distribution and secondary distribution, and inter-service transfers, simultaneous equation method, and repeated distribution method, and trial and error method discuss about the previous class. Next topic వచ్చేసి overhead, type of overheads, 3 types. Classification according to elements, classification according to functions, classification according to behavior. Classification according to elements: indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses. And classification according to functions: manufacturing overheads, administration overheads, and selling and distribution overheads. Next, third one, classification according to behavior: fixed overheads and variable overheads and semi-variable overheads. Next, allocation and apportionment lo primary apportionment, primary distribution, and secondary distribution. Secondary distribution lo సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ యొక్క ఓవర్హెడ్స్ను ప్రొడక్షన్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి రీఅపోర్షన్మెంట్ చేయాలి. ఎలా చేయాలో లాస్ట్ క్లాస్లో డిస్కస్ చేసాం. నెక్స్ట్, ఇంటర్ సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఓవర్హెడ్స్, డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ ఓవర్హెడ్స్. ఒక సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ మరొక సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కు, ఆ సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ కొంత పార్ట్ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్ అనదర్ సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి షేర్ చేస్తుంది. అది సెకండరీ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఎలా ఉంటుందో. సెకండరీ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఇంటర్ సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్లో 3 మెథడ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఒకటి సైమల్టేనియస్ ఈక్వేషన్ మెథడ్. సైమల్టేనియస్ ఈక్వేషన్ మెథడ్లో సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్ 2 ఉంటే ఎక్స్ అండ్ వై, ఫస్ట్ సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఎక్స్, సెకండ్ సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వై అనుకుంటే, సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ ఎక్స్ యొక్క టోటల్ ఓవర్హెడ్స్ మనము స్మాల్ ఎక్స్ అనుకొని 2 ఈక్వేషన్స్ సాల్వ్ చేయాలి. ఆ 2 ఈక్వేషన్స్ ఎలా ఉంటాయి? ఎక్స్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఏ ప్లస్ బీవై, నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ వై ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఏ ప్లస్ బిఎక్స్. ఆ 2 ఈక్వేషన్స్ సాల్వ్ చేస్తే సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ యొక్క టోటల్ ఓవర్హెడ్స్ను వచ్చేస్తాయి. సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ యొక్క టోటల్ ఓవర్హెడ్స్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత వాటిని మనం ప్రొడక్షన్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి వాటి యొక్క రేషియోస్ ప్రకారము డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ చేయాలి. దిస్ ఈజ్ ది సైమల్టేనియస్ ఈక్వేషన్ మెథడ్. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ రిపీటెడ్ మెథడ్, రిపీటెడ్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ మెథడ్. రిపీటెడ్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ మెథడ్లో ఆల్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్, ప్రొడక్షన్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ అండ్ సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్, ఆల్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్ తీసుకొని మనం సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ యొక్క ఓవర్హెడ్స్ను ప్రొడక్షన్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కు అనదర్ సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి డిస్ట్రిబ్యూట్ చేసేటప్పుడు సర్వీస్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ యొక్క ఓవర్హెడ్స్ స్మాల్ వాల్యూ నియర్ టు 0 వరకు మనము రిపీట్ చేస్తూనే ఉండాలి ఓవర్హెడ్స్. అప్పుడు ప్రొడక్షన్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ యొక్క టోటల్ ఓవర్హెడ్స్ వచ్చేస్తాయి. ఇది రిపీటెడ్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ మెథడ్. నెక్స్ట్ టాపిక్ వచ్చేసి అబ్సర్ప్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఓవర్హెడ్స్. అబ్సర్ప్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఓవర్హెడ్స్ ఇన్ సింపుల్ వర్డ్స్, అబ్సర్ప్షన్ మీన్ చార్జింగ్ ఈక్విటబుల్ షేర్ ఆఫ్ ఓవర్హెడ్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ టు ది ప్రొడక్ట్స్. ఈక్వల్ షేర్, షేరింగ్ equitable share of overheads expenses to the products. As the overhead expenses are indirect expenses, the absorption is to be made on some suitable basis. The basis is the absorption rate, which is calculated by dividing the overhead expenses by the base selected. Divided the overhead expenses by the base selected. Methods of absorption of factory overheads. So many methods of absorption of factory overheads. First method is percentage on direct material cost method. Percentage on direct material cost method. Under this method, a percentage of indirect factory expenses to direct materials is calculated on the basis of past records and previous records and the indirect factory expenses in the current year are charged to the jobs according to that percentage. The overhead rate is calculated on the basis of the following formula. Overhead rate is equal amount of factory overheads by cost of direct materials into 100. Cost of direct material method ga kabatti overhead rate is equal amount of factory overheads by cost of direct materials into 100. This is the percentage of direct material cost method. Suppose in the previous year in a factory the cost of direct materials was 1 lakh rupees and the factory overhead expenses amounted to 30,000. The percentage of factory overheads to cost of material is therefore 1 factory overheads 30,000 and direct material 1 lakh into 100. 30% in ascertain the cost of any job in the current year. Works overheads can be taken to be 30% of the cost of materials used. It is assumed that relationship between materials and factory expenses or factory overheads will not change. This method is suitable when only one kind of article is produced and there is stability in prices. There is a little connection between value of material used and factory expenses. Value of materials may fluctuate due to price changes, but such changes will have no effect on indirect factory expenses. Under this method, the charge may made to a job requiring expensive material will be more than to a job requiring cheaper materials. It is not necessary that the job requiring expensive material should also have more factory expenses. There is no distinction between jobs done by skilled and unskilled workers, job done by manual workers and a machine, or between fixed and variable expenses. Percentage or direct materials. Advantages of percentage on direct material cost method. Calculation of this rate is simple because cost of direct materials is readily available and no additional records are required to be maintained for this purpose. Simple calculations. And second one is this method produce fairly accurate results where material prices do not fluctuate widely and where output in uniform. That is, one type of article is produced using the same raw materials. This is the advantages of percentage on direct material cost method. And disadvantages of this method. Material prices are happen subject to considerable fluctuations which are not accompanied by similar change in overheads. This causes misleading results. And this method is quite illegal and inaccurate because overheads are in no way related to the cost of material consumed. These are the disadvantages of percentage on direct material cost method. And second one is percentage on direct wages method. Percentage on direct wages method. In this method, The cost of direct labor incurred in manufacturing the product is used as a base for allocation of factory overheads. The formula is overhead rate is equal to amount of factory overheads by cost of direct labor into 100. Direct labor into 100. Suppose in the previous year in a factory the cost of direct labor was 2 lakhs rupees and the factory overhead expenses amounted to 50,000 rupees. The percentage of factory overheads to cost of labor is therefore 50,000 by 2 lakhs into 100, that is equal to 25%. Therefore 25% in ascertaining the cost of any job in the current year. Works overheads can be taken to be 25% of direct wages. This method is superior to the first method. This method is superior to first method. There is logical connection between direct wages and factory overheads. Wage rate are likely to be more constant than prices of materials. Time factor is also considered as a job required more time, would have consumed more labor hours. The drawbacks of this method are that it does not distinguish between jobs done by skilled and unskilled workers or between fixed and variable expenses. Time element is ignored if wages are paid on price rate basis. These are the drawbacks of this in this method, percentage or direct wages method. And next one is percentage or prime cost method. Percentage of prime cost method. As per this method, factory expenses are observed by charging each jobs or products as a percentage of prime cost incurred respect of such jobs or product. It is claimed that both material and labor give rise to factory expenses and hence must be considered for determining the extent of factory overheads likely to be ensured. This formula is percentage of prime cost method. Overhead rate is equal to amount of factory overheads by cost of prime cost into 100. This method prime cost method, advantages of this method, only one advantage, this method is also simple and easy. It does not require any special accounting records to be kept for its operation. And disadvantages of in this method, this method combines the limitation of both direct material and direct labor methods. It does not give proper weight to time factor. This is the disadvantages of direct prime cost, percentage of prime cost method. Next one is labor hour rate method. Labor hour rate method, in this method, under this method, overhead are charged to production on the basis of number of labor hours. Spent on every job. The overhead rate is calculated by dividing the total works overhead for the department by the total estimated direct labor hours for the same period. This method can be applied to those departments where manual labor is a predominating factor. It takes time factor into consideration. Labor hour rate method is equal overhead rate is equal amount of factory overheads by number of labor hours, effective number of labor hours. Effective labor number of hours. This method, advantages of this method, it gives due consideration to time factor. And it is most suitable where labor constitutes the major factor for production. This rate is not affected by the method of wage payment, that is time rate or piece rate methods. Disadvantages of labor hour rate method. Additional records of labor, that is time spent on different jobs, must be maintained of this method is to be used. This may add to the cost of clerical work. This method does not take into account factors other than labor. This is the direct labor hour rate method. Next one is mission hour rate method. Mission hour rate method is equal mission hour. In this method seeks to determine the expenses incurred then a mission is run for 1 hour. The amount chargeable to a job ascertained based on the number of hours of which mission is used on that job. The mission hour rate is equal, overhead rate is equal amount of factory overheads by number of mission hours, effective number of mission hours. This method is regarded as a department and various expenses are allocated to it just as the expenses are allocated to department. Overhead relating to mission are divided into two parts, namely one is fixed or standing charges, another is variable or mission expenses. Fixed or standing charges. Fixed charges are those which remain constant. Fixed charges, those which remain constant irrespective of the use of mission. Variable expenses vary with the use of mission. And the important fixed or standing charges are rent and rates and lighting, supervision, lubrication, oil and insurance, etc. Rent and rates are apportioned on the basis of floor area occupied by each mission. And lighting can be allocated on the basis of light points used. And supervision charges are allocated on the basis of number of employees are allocated on the basis of estimated time developed by the supervisor staff to each mission. And consumable stores can be allocated according to estimate made by foreman. Insurance on the mission can be charged on the basis of cost of the mission value. and standing charges are calculated per a period, month or year, and the amount so estimated is divided by the total number of normal working hours of the mission during that period. And next, variable or mission expenses include depreciation, repairs, power, etc. From the cost of machine, the residual value is deducted and the balance is divided by effective working hours during the lifetime of the mission. Depreciation, calculate the depreciation. Yes, power is charged based on meter reading or on the basis of HP, horsepower of the mission. And the total estimated repairs are divided by normal working mission hours. For mission charges, hourly rate are calculated separately for each item. While calculating the normal working hours, the time required for maintenance or setting up of the mission are to be deducted. If comprehensive mission hour rate is to be calculated, then mission operators wage are also added to the simple mission hour rate. Next, some additional points to be noted. First additional topic which is the maintenance time. Sum spent on maintenance should be deducted from total mission hours. The balance time represents hours for which the mission is put to use. Of these hours, some of the hours may be lost in setup mission. Such of time must also be deducted to calculate effective mission hours. Next, second one is capital expenditure. Any capital expenditure such as purchase of asset, repayment of loan, or payment of installments should not be included in the cost. This is the capital expenditure. Next, interest cost. There is a difference of opinion on treatment of interest. Different opinions on treatment of interest. Some cost accountants treat it as a fixed or standing charges, and however other experts do not consider interest expenses in the computation of overhead recovery rate. Interest is a financial expenses. Next, depreciation. Depreciation is a fixed charge if life of asset is defined in terms of number of years. మిషన్ యొక్క లైఫ్ టైం నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఇయర్స్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఫిక్స్డ్ ఛార్జ్గా తీసుకోవాలి. నెక్స్ట్, ఇట్ లైఫ్ ఈజ్ స్టేటెడ్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ మిషన్ అవర్స్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు వెన్ ది డిప్రిషియేషన్ ఈజ్ ఏ మిషన్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్. డిప్రిషియేషన్ మనం స్టాండింగ్ ఛార్జెస్ కింద తీసుకోవాలా లేదా మిషన్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ కింద తీసుకోవాలన్నప్పుడు మిషన్ యొక్క లైఫ్ టైమ్ ఇయర్స్లో ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఫిక్స్డ్ ఛార్జెస్ కింద, లైఫ్ టైం ఇయర్స్లో ఇచ్చినప్పుడు, మిషన్ యొక్క లైఫ్ టైము మిషన్ అవర్స్లో ఇచ్చినప్పుడు మనము మిషన్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్, వేరియబుల్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ కింద వాటిని తీసుకోవాలి. దిస్ ఈజ్ ది డిప్రిషియేషన్. Additional points noted there. Points, for example, competition of mission rate, competition of mission hour rate. Following steps are taken for the competition of mission hour rate. The factory overheads are first apportioned to department as discussed earlier under allocation and apportionment. Overheads of the department are further apportioned to different missions or group of missions for this purpose. Each mission or a group of missions is treated as a cost center or a small department basis of apportionment of different expenses are given here. Next, specific overheads like power, depreciation, etc. should be directly allocated to the mission. And the overheads relating to the mission should be divided between fixed or standing charges and variable charges. Fixed charges to those which remain constant irrespective of the use of mission. Best example, rent, supervisory salary, etc. And variable charges are those which vary with the use of mission, that is power, depreciation, etc. And another point, the working hours of the mission are estimated for the period. And next point, overheads percentage to the mission are total and divided by the number of mission hours. The resultant figure will be mission hour rate, the time required for setting the mission hours, unless it is treated as productive time, should be deducted from the total working hours. This next, basis of apportionment of different expenses to missions. Different expenses, rent and rate, ratio of floor area are occupied by each mission. And insurance value of each mission. And supervision, estimated time devoted by the supervisor to each mission. And lighting, number of light points used for the missions or floor area occupied by each mission. And depreciation, capital value, mission hours are both. And repair and maintenance, capital values are mission hours. And lubricating oil and other consumable stores, capital values are mission hours. These are the basis of apportionment of different expenses to mission. And next example of this method. The following is the budget of super engineering works for the year 1990. Factory overheads 62,000 rupees, direct labor cost 98,000 rupees, direct labor hours 1,55,000, and mission hours 50,000 hours. And from the given figures, prepare the overhead application rate using the following methods. Number 1, direct to labor hour, and direct to labor cost, and mission hour rate. Next, labor hour is equal to factory overheads by labor hour is equal to factory overheads by direct to labor hours. Labor kabatti factory overheads by direct to labor hours. Factory overheads 98,000 by direct to labor hours 1,55,000 hours into 100, that is equal 63.23% labor direct labor rate. And direct labor hour per hour ki cost rate per hour rate, that is equal to factory overheads 62,000 by direct labor hours 1,55,000, that is equal 0.40 paisa per hour 40 paisa. Next, mission hour rate is equal factory overheads by mission hours factory overheads 62,000, mission hours 50,000 hours, that is equal to 1.24. డైరెక్ట్ లేబర్ కాస్ట్ ఉన్నప్పుడు డైరెక్ట్ లేబర్ కాస్ట్ లేబర్ రేట్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు డైరెక్ట్ లేబర్ కాస్ట్ బై లేబర్ అవర్స్. ఇది సింపుల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆఫ్ ది absorption of overheads. Next another points are in there overhead absorption of overhead. Another advantages of mission hour rate. It is a scientific and accurate method of a absorption of factory overheads. It gives due consideration to time factor and thus produce more equitable results. And this is an ideal method where production is carried out on missions. Disadvantages of mission hour rate method. This method can be used only in those departments where work is done by missions, and it is quite difficult to estimate total mission hours in advance. This is the disadvantages of mission hour rate. And another administration overheads, office or general overheads. Office and administration overhead pertain to general management and administration of business. It may be defined as the indirect expenditure incurred in formulating the policy, directing the organization and controlling the operation of any undertaking. These overheads are a general character and are incurred for the business as a whole. There are little or no direct connection with production, or sales activities, as production and sales cannot function without some sort of administrative control. These overheads serve the purpose of such a control. Expenses of activities of board of directors, accounting, secretarial, audit, legal fees, financial, etc. are the included in administration overheads. Example of administration overheads are office rent, salaries of general office staff, salary of managing director and general manager, legal charges, depreciation of office furniture, office missions, etc. And absorption of administration overhead. Office and administration overhead generally constitute a small portion of the total cost as compared to production overhead. For the purpose of absorption of those overheads, a single overhead rate is computed by any one of the following methods. Percentage of works cost. Percentage of works cost. Administration overhead is generally observed as a percentage of works cost. Such rate is computed by the following formula. Overhead rate is equal to administration overheads by works cost into 100. Next are percentage of sales. Sometimes office and administration overheads are observed as a percentage of sales. Its formula is overhead rate is equal to administration overhead by sales into 100. And selling and distribution overheads also absorption of selling and distribution overheads. The following methods are usually adapted to the absorption of selling and distribution expenses. A rate for unit sold, a percentage of selling price, a percentage on works cost. This is the selling and distribution overhead. And next another topic is under and over absorption of overheads. Under or over absorption of overheads. Under absorption means that the amount of overhead absorbed is less than the amount of overhead actually incurred. If during March overhead absorbed are 25,000 and the actual overhead are 25,650. There is no under absorption to the extent of the 650 rupees. The under absorption as the effect of understanding the cost as the overhead expenses incurred are not full recovered in the cost of jobs, process, etc. Over absorption means is just opposite of the under absorption rate. It means that the amount of overhead observed is more than the amount of overheads incurred. For example, if during March overhead observed are 26,000 and the actual overhead are 25,650. These are an over absorption to the extent of 350 rupees. This is the under absorption and over absorption rate. This is the overheads cost. Overhead cost discuss so many points. First, what is overhead? Indirect cost consists of indirect material, indirect labor and indirect expenses. That is called overheads. Overheads also known as on cost. Overheads three types behavior three types according to element, according to function, according to behavior. According to elements, three type: indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses. Functions: manufacturing overheads and administration overheads and selling and distribution overheads. Behavior: fixed overheads and variable overheads and semi-variable overheads. Next topic discussed about the point allocation and apportionment. Allocation, apportionment. Next, primary distribution and secondary distribution and inter-service transfers. Departments transfers. Next topic వచ్చేసి absorption of overheads. So many absorption of overheads. Percentage of direct material cost method and direct labor cost method and prime cost method and labor hour rate method and mission hour method and administration rate administration overhead rate method and selling and distribution overhead rate method and so many methods of the absorption of overhead. Discuss the topic. Thank you.